What are you breaking my balls for? All right, it's about that time for another episode of Breakin Ballz with Johnny P. I'm your host for the evening, and joining me tonight, my right-hand man, my Ed McMahon, my main man, my man, Lou Martini Jr.
It's always a pleasure to be with the grand poobah of Staten Island, Johnny Potenza, everybody.
How you doing?
Johnny, the guest that you landed tonight, I don't know how you did it, but you do it all the time. You come up with the most amazing guests in New York, and if they come from all over the country tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, the reason he's letting me do this is because he's terrible at pronouncing names, and you've got tricky names. So he said, Lou, can you announce the names tonight? So listen.
I'm the worst at pronouncing names.
No, you're easy.
No, but I do not pronounce anybody's names right.
Well, let me start with the celebrity injector, and she just injected, as you can see already. She's injecting. She's on the top 200 list of allergens in the country, right?
Yep.
That's for Botox fillers. She does celebrities all over the place. She's a laser facial specialist, and she's from are you from right here in Staten Island?
I am from Howard Beach, Queens.
Howard Beach, Queens. Jennifer DiLandro, everybody.
There
nice
you go.
round of applause.
Oh.
Jennifer's
for
going to break some
having me.
balls with us tonight.
I love to break balls.
To Jennifer's right, she is a physician's assistant. She owns her own business, which is called Bicoastal Vitality. Am I saying that right? Is that right? Okay, because this is Johnny's card, not mine. And the lovely, beautiful, and talented Kristen Letendre. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Look at that, ladies
How
and
you
gentlemen.
doing?
All right.
All right.
Hello.
Yes, two beauties with two different personalities and two different stories.
It's about time we have some beautiful faces on the
we had
show,
all-
other than me and you.
We had all these ugly men on the show. Forget about it. So what's going on? You came from all the way from Brooklyn today. You have 4 offices, right?
I do. Ready to open my 5th in
Big.
Red Bank.
All right.
Yes.
Good
I'm
for you.
ready
And
to
you were
do it.
injecting people today, right?
I did. I just left the office injected. Like I said, I just Botoxed some bitches and came here.
Wow.
I love
That's
it.
it.
And then
Wow.
she's the trip.
Wow. Have you ever Botoxed Johnny before?
Not yet, but I think he wants me to Botox him.
No, listen, come on.
He needs a little zhuzh. We all need a little
I
zhuzh.
have to lose weight. That's all I got to do.
I do that too.
I think I'm aging gracefully, but I gotta lose weight. Me and Kristen were just talking about this.
Yes.
Aging gracefully?
No, losing weight.
I was going to say aging gracefully.
Well, I mean, yeah. Listen, for my age, I gotta say okay, but I do want to lose. I have to lose the weight.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna feel good about myself.
Have you tried diets before?
Well, that's what we're working on right now.
Maybe some semaglutide?
Yes.
Ozempic?
Yeah. Well.
Oh, I'm hearing terrible things about Ozempic.
I know.
Ozempic is
I'm
horrible.
more of a
Ozempic was the
natural
miracle drug,
person.
and now people have turned on it. It's You're getting really horrible stories about
I
Ozempic.
heard a lot of bad stuff. Stomach
Oh,
pains.
I'm going to tell you one thing, though. Ozempic, the brand is horrible. There's a lot of additives in it. But if you do it like I have a compound pharmacy that I get the pure semaglutide. We really have 0 to low side effects with it. And you don't keep patients on it forever. The thing is, you have to wean people off. Some people get too attached to it that they want to stay on it forever. And you shouldn't. You should wean yourself off, lose the weight, and then eat the right way. And that's really what it is, because it's not really a diet. You're training your body not to want the carbs, and that's really what it is. It's the carbs and the sugar, so it lowers your want to eat all that crap.
And that's what we were just talking about. We're Italian. You know, it's like,
hard. It's not easy.
It's like pretty much stopping everything that I enjoy and I love that gives me
Comfort.
pleasure.
No, but you don't have to stop it. It's just less. It's just less portions. It's portion control.
It's like having a parrot on my shoulder. I need someone to keep reminding me. Because when you're by yourself sometimes, you just
Keep eating.
keep eating or you keep drinking or whatever it is. It's crazy. So you both got 2 good stories. Let's start off with you, Kristen. Your own business. Talk about it. What got you started?
Well, actually, I have 2 jobs right now. Single mom, divorced, like half the world.
Me too.
Right. So I do house calls with elderly, homebound patients. That's my main job. Breaks my heart. I started a charity for
I
them.
love that.
Yeah.
I love you.
Oh.
It's so nice.
No, it's
You have a lot of patience.
What?
You have a lot of patience. Patience and patience.
And patience, yes.
Yeah, she does.
No, it's so sad. So
Yeah.
not to go into that too much, but I did start a charity for them because it breaks my heart. And if they don't have Medicaid, they get nothing.
No, it's
Nothing.
terrible.
So we started a charity. We have the PA students going and visiting them because they're lonely too. But then I was sick for a few years, intestinal issues, and I did all research. I became a functional nutrition counselor. I'm also a personal trainer. So I put together this company, which is basically preventative medicine, not using medicine or getting you off medicine, because exactly like you said, it's okay temporarily,
Yes.
like antibiotic wise, or to get you through a hard addiction, whatever the reason. But you have to learn how to do it yourself.
You do. It's
So,
very important.
I became a life
totally agree
coach
with
too,
that.
because you got to deal with the childhood trauma, which causes all of these
The
issues.
eating disorders and everything
Exactly.
else. Yep.
So
Now, did you becoming sick? Was that the impetus to start the
yes.
business? And-
Yes.
Right.
And it's, you
So
know,
it looks like it benefited you. Sometimes, people getting sick, it changes their lives, and it's such a positive way. It's an amazing thing.
I mean, I always think everything happens for a reason.
yeah.
Good experiences, negative experiences. You gain something, you get stronger, you get knowledge. So, but yeah, so that's what we do. It's preventative medicine through healing therapeutics, getting to the root of your issues. Besides diet, we have a private chef. We base your
Oh, I love that.
food based on your blood type.
And that's important.
Yes.
Private chef.
And then I also make my own skincare products based on your blood type and like just natural stuff. So when you look at it, you know the ingredients. There's nothing else in it.
Now let me jump in with this, with the childhood drama that you were saying, which is true.
Everybody has it.
Even like I noticed it like a couple of years ago, like more than that. Like you kind of like, some people play the fiddle or the sad card, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe your parents might have been too strict. Maybe you were deprived of this. My parents were strict, and they were the greatest parents. Mm-hmm. My father and my mother were in love until my father died. That's the love that I was brought around, but they were strict, and I didn't like that when I was younger. But I was a troublemaker, and I deserved to get hit.
No, you?
But you don't feel you were traumatized. By
No, I
your
wasn't
parents. No.
traumatized, but I held on to that for a while until like my early 30s. Until I just like I had to work through it a little. Like I got to stop holding that against them. Like I was forward in the.
But it is. It's
I see-
trauma. Not saying your parents were bad.
No,
But everybody has things that affect them,
They
maybe
were
more
old
than
school,
others.
but
Right.
Yeah.
fucking old school. You get a beating, right?
Old school, they would be in prison. For child abuse. I mean, I used to get hit when I was a kid. I mean, you can't do that now. Kids have more rights than you do.
But you see some parents, like the mothers. Like,
Some kids deserve beatings.
Oh,
I
they
know
do.
that
I
much.
agree.
Kids today more than ever, but like Lou, like to say, like if you're able, you gotta be this. And I don't have kids, and I shouldn't be talking, but I watch and I see people that have great relationships with their kids. But then they're also disciplined with them. But you want your kid to come to you and be able to talk to you like, Ma, Dad, I got a drug problem, or I got this, I got that. I was scared to talk to my parents about my problems because I didn't, because they was like, get out,
We used to hide stuff in our generation from our parents because we had to. I could never go walk and tell my father, "Hey, Dad, I'm pregnant." He'd be like, "What?" You know what I mean? God forbid. My kids know. At least as tough as I was with them, because I didn't have a husband home with me because he was in jail, was incarcerated for a long time. Yeah. I was mom and dad. I was tough on them, but they still can come to me. They still were
that's
able
important.
They were good kids, and they didn't get in trouble. They didn't do drugs. They weren't putanas. They were great. They were three girls, and they were.
But see,
good.
your experience, the little, having strict parents and not being able to speak to them. Same thing with me and my parents. I just couldn't speak to them. Just weren't really warm. My dad was always working. My mom, I don't know, she just wasn't that. I didn't have that.
She wasn't warm.
Right. I made it a point. My kids. 11 o'clock at night, my son wants to have a heart-to-heart. I'm like, dude, really? Like, can we do this another time? But they tell me we're very close, and same with your kids. And so that negative experience.
Too close sometimes.
Yeah, exactly, but made a positive experience.
Some parents are actually just not cut out to be parents.
What about you, Lou? How was
know
your
what I'm
parents?
saying?
How was your
Yes.
parents?
My dad died early when I was 9.
That's
Oh
right.
my
So I
God,
barely
mine did
remember
too.
him.
Mine died when I was 11.
So I was raised by my mother. I'm an only child, and I
is
think
tough.
she did a fabulous job. She went to work every day. I was never in any kind of trouble. I made a couple of mistakes in my life like everybody else, but no kind of trouble and stuff like that. And she also died young, but she was my best friend to the day she died.
Yeah.
And I think she did a good job.
Well, we
raising
have a
me.
similar
and she was
story,
very
too.
supportive.
My mom died when I was 18.
So, and I could tell her
that's
anything. And I
tough.
did tell her anything.
That's why you're such a. I see people that will lose their parents when they're younger. Most of them are successful at our age, say.
It would. Most people, I think, would. Do you have a road that you're going to take? You're going to either
Go.
Die, do drugs,
Right.
and to kill yourself, or you're going to pick yourself up and,
I
do
made that
something
choice
with
to
your
go
life.
away to college because I saw what my neighborhood was turning into. I saw what my friends in the neighborhood were turning into. And I says, you know what? I don't want this life. I want that life. And the best thing I ever did is go away to Texas, the University of Houston. And it changed my life. I saw a whole different world. I saw a whole different type of person. And it's like, wow, I could make something of myself. I don't have to go back to New York and be a civil servant or whatever like that and just get drunk on the weekends. And, it's not the life I wanted. And thank God, because of my mom's support and our friendship, and it worked out all right.
See, with me, I, like a lot of guys in the neighborhood, we just started getting high, smoking pot, 14, 15, drinking, and it escalated. And I was spared. God was good to me. I made it out of there. And when I straightened up about 21, I just went full-time back into the music business, and that saved my life. And even though I didn't make it, I was almost there, but it got me away from the crowd. It gave
you goals.
It gave me something to believe in,
to strive
and to feel good about myself.
Yes.
I was out there just hiding my anxiety, I guess, getting high, and you find out about that years later. But a lot of guys I know went to jail or they died.
Yeah.
I was spared.
No tapping.
Oh, yeah.
You broke your own rule.
That's my own rule. Yeah, you're
no
right.
Tapping.
I was
the first tap of the night. You put $5 in the jar every time
God
you
bless.
tap.
I was spared. So, Jen, how did you get into your business? How did you fall into this whole Botox scene?
How did I get into it? I mean, I was single. I was a single mother by choice. I didn't want to marry my daughter's father. I'm not just marrying somebody because I got pregnant.
Yeah, of course.
And coincidentally, when I gave birth, I went in the hospital, I gave birth, I said, oh my God, I love this nursing. This is great. I want to be an L&D nurse. I went for an MBA. I was in business. That was business. And I went in there and I was hooked. I said, I have to be a nurse. Became a nurse. Worked at L&D, got my first job. It was my first interview, first job. I said, you have to hire me to this unit. And it's unheard of to get hired to an L&D unit your first time out in a job interview. And I did. And then I just became, with women's health is synonymous to plastic surgery, and became friends with plastic surgeons. They're like, hey, you want to try this class?
You want to start sticking people.
You want to learn how to do Botox. And this was 23 years ago. I'm like, yeah, all right. I read about it and I went and I was really good at it. And then it just went from there.
I guess it's an art like anything else. It's an artistry. How much Botox to use,
and you
how much
know what the
not
hell
to
you're
use,
doing.
No,
where to put it, where not to put it.
It's an artistry. I mean, there's a lot of nimwits who are doing it now.
And you see what they look like afterwards.
Oh my God. I see all the train wrecks. And this is what I tell patients. I go, look, I said, it's like when you sing. You could teach, George Clooney how to sing, and he could carry a tune in a movie. And they're like, it's okay. It sounds good. And that's the mediocre instructor. And then there's Mariah Carey. I go, I'm Mariah Carey. I said, that's who I am. I have the 8 octave. I'm an artist. I can, when I look at somebody's face, I know what they need. I know what what to inject. I don't overdo it. And, I just love doing it.
Because I'm amazed. I'm amazed by all this money some of these celebrities have, and they just get the worst plastic. Give me an example.
Priscilla Presley.
Well, wait. Give me one.
That.
Give me a couple that you think that are really good jobs, that are really nice jobs.
The people that you don't know it. If you look at certain people, I would say, Heather Graham looks great. I would say,
see, now you would never know that she had
never know.
Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston looks great. Yeah. She definitely had work.
J-Lo.
J-Lo, she had so much. She had a lot of work, but she looks good. It's getting to the point where it's starting to be overdone, though. She's getting to that point. The Kardashians, too much, way too much. Especially Kylie, because her kids are gonna be like, "Why don't I look like you, mommy?" I go, "Because she don't look like her. She doesn't. She does not look like that normally. She never did." So that's too much.
See, that's when I said when you said Priscilla Presley, when she stopped. I mean, she was gorgeous back then. Now
she had a bad job, but that was surgery. That was more surgery.
Yeah,
and then
that's
they
surgery.
put silicone in her lips. I mean, that was going on for a while. I still have people that still come in with silicone stuck in their lips from 20 years ago. It's terrible.
And what do you do? How do you get
that out? It's like cement,
right?
You
can't take it out.
You can't suck it out? Nothing?
No. Well, you could cut it out, but then you're going to have you could have scars in your lips if you do it. So, I try to, inject around it to make it look halfway decent.
Gotcha.
But there's some bad jobs, and now there's worse jobs out there because there's so many people who want to jump on the bandwagon to do it. They don't train right. They get trained. They think they could take a YouTube class. Because if you're a doctor, nurse, RN, all these girls are like, I'm going to become an RN just to become an injector. That's not a reason to become a nurse.
So what kind of license do you have then?
I mean, I'm a DMP, which I'm a nurse practitioner. I have my doctorate, so I'm a doctor of nursing, really. It's funny.
Okay.
But
do you need that to be a Botox injector?
You have to be at least a nurse to do it.
You have to be a registered nurse.
A registered nurse to do it legally.
Legally,
you and you have to be covered by a doctor or an MP like me. Like I can have nurses working under me.
Right, because there's so many midnight operations that are doing it
It's
illegally.
terrible.
And the horror stories are amazing that you see. Yeah.
No, and people who buy product online. I mean, they
do it themselves, right? Some people do it themselves.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I can't see that.
No.
I inject myself, though. I do. I inject myself. But I can. I have 23 years of experience to inject myself.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I sound like I have Tourette's syndrome behind the door. They're like, oh, Jen's injecting herself. And I'm like, motherfucker.
And you don't trust nobody to do it? No, right?
I think it's, it's not that I don't trust them. I think it's the letting go of the, I'm obsessive compulsive. And I'm like, I have to be in charge of everything all the time. I think it's more that than anything. But yeah, I let my nurses do it if they have to. But I'm a big baby.
Yeah.
Like when somebody comes and ejects me, I'm like with a mirror, I'm like watching what they're doing. I'm like, ow, everything. Yeah, I'm the biggest baby. I hate pain. I do. I'm the biggest baby. Meanwhile, I inject everybody.
The only thing I've ever thought about doing was lipo.
Liposuction?
With my neck. Yeah, that's the only thing I've ever thought about doing.
See, guys have it easier than women, though, because you guys you age so much better than we do. It's not fair.
You look better as they get older.
See, that's what bothers me. We were all talking about that. Yeah, it's the ladies see us in a different way than we see ourselves, just like everybody else, I guess. Some men are more vain than the others. I'm a little vain because I see myself.
Is he vain?
A little.
Yeah. How long you know him for?
Oh, 20 years probably.
Yeah, long time. So, I mean, but you know what it is? I'm stuck with what I used to look like. And I'm aging cool, but like, I don't know. I guess it's like accepting that I don't know if it's midlife.
That's the deal with you. You're not accepting your age. You still want to be 35 and think you're 35.
I don't think I'm 35.
And just accept what you are. You're a 73-year-old man. With a little bit of a pot belly and 3 chins. I have the same thing, So, doesn't he look great for 73?
Yeah. Look amazing.
As a matter of fact, his 74th birthday is coming up.
Are you sure you're not my patient?
No. I'm going to say this first time on whatever one. I'm 59 years old.
You're 59. You look great.
I'm 59.
You got a baby face. Yeah, he's got a baby face.
Yeah, I got the baby face. I feel good. I also got the baby fat. But again,
Baby Huey. What was that, Baby Huey, that cartoon character?
Yeah, but it ain't too bad. But if I don't watch out, I'll look like Lou Costello in a couple of years. Forget about it.
You do look like him a little bit.
I really get the gun and go.
Stop.
You do look like him a little bit. Have you heard that before?
No.
You do look like a little bit.
Nah, you're going to give him another complex.
But you act too, right?
I'm not an actor. I dabbled with it, but I'm not an actor. Lou's an actor. I went to some classes. I believe if you're going to do something like acting, it's the same thing as being a musician or anything else, you got to give it 110%.
Yes.
Can't do it half-ass.
No.
And I was in the music business most of my life. By the time I stopped that roller coaster, I had a record label. We had out albums. We toured. Great producers. But then once it all came down, and it's a hard business.
It is.
I was starting life over financially pretty much because I put all my savings into the record label and all the stuff the way I did. So I started life over again in my late 30s. And I just went full-time with construction. My trade as a plasterer, painter, and a general contractor. And I know I have the ability to be an actor, but I can't put that 110% in it at my age now because I'd be broke.
Yeah.
Unless, say, Martin
Like
Scorsese
me?
saw me.
Like me?
Yeah, well, you see, you get like...
I work and I'm still broke. Go figure.
Well, you're lucky you got a great woman.
I do. I have the best.
that's
I have the
nice.
best. Very lucky.
But yeah, listen, I mean, I dabbled with it. If someone saw me and they liked my personality and the director wanted to work with me, I would jump right on it. But I can't go out there and do it. I love doing, this is different. I just started doing the podcast.
I love my podcast.
Both of
doing
us.
it too.
You're funny.
I like it.
the late night show. Like my theme, when I go back in production, you just come on that. We have a great, it's a low budget show, but we have an audience. We have bands, I get up and play the drums. We have comedians. I would love to get that to the next level. But it's unfortunate now, and then Tony Leone here talked to me, and a lot of guys say, the talk show, late night shows is like unless you're in, it's like kind of going out of date. And the podcast is everywhere. And you got millions of people doing podcasts.
Yes.
But it's like you got to come up with something. Like once this gets rolling, I told them we got to come up with something that's going to bring us over the top. Something crazy. Like, I mean, and you're funny because she's running around doing Botox to all these people. I saw her do one of my friends on there, and I didn't tell him until I saw him, and I'm looking at him. I'm like,
you're doing procedures on your podcast?
No, I don't do procedures on the podcast. But my Instagram page, I'm very popular on Instagram because I do a lot of like stupid shit on my Instagram page. Like I do funny
she
stuff.
She comes out in a negligee.
No, not a negligee.
No, it was a
I had a
bodysuit.
bodysuit on. I was, but
But
yeah,
that's cool.
It was funny. Like, and I do like I had my nurse inject my butt last couple of weeks ago, which people want to see me do.
And you got 800,000 views, probably.
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
So it was so things like that. But people want to see my realness because then if they come to me, they feel more comfortable because I'm not sitting there hoity-toity and they're walking in like, oh my God, I don't want this person. They want to relate to me, so I think they feel more relatable. I feel more relatable to them. But I've been trying. I've been taking acting classes too because eventually, when I do retire, I would like to.
Who
do
are you
it.
taking acting classes with?
I'm taking it from some guy in Atlanta.
Okay.
Dennis White.
Okay.
He's Dennis White. Shout out.
So what do you do it online with him?
Yeah, we do it on Zoom. It's fun.
Because there's a guy Catherine knows, Thomas G. Waits.
Oh, I know Thomas Wayne. He's from The Warriors. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
One of my most
Thomas
favorite
is the best.
movies in the
That's
world.
one of my favorite movies. That was my first movie that corrupted me to watch all the gangster movies.
He's the one who got thrown on the train. You know that my friends, all they do is talk about the Warriors.
I love the Warriors.
On a group text. That's all they talk
Oh,
about.
really?
Is the goddamn Warriors.
He was
They
on my
love that
show
movie.
3 times, and he plays.
He's a nice guy.
He plays guitar. I started jamming with
Love
him,
him.
and then they just didn't want to have a band together. They go
He's
three-piece.
too serious. Like he's like a real actor.
He's a real
Like
method actor.
Catherine goes to him as an acting coach. He would tell me if I want to do it I could, but I just don't have the time to go to him. And if I was late, if I had an issue, forget it. I don't want to be shamed.
Oh no, he's totally.
Yeah, he's very Jen. If you're gonna be here, you gotta be here. To do it. So at least if I do it online, I could do it in my own home. I don't have to run to the city because with him you have to be there.
No, you have to be
No.
precise.
Yeah.
And what about you, Kristen? Did you ever want to be an actress or do anything like that, or no? What was your main hobby that you love to do?
I love fitness.
Yeah,
I
you
love
do.
fitness. I used to play tennis in high school. I mean, my cousin is an actor. I don't know. I mean, I guess I could do it.
Well, some people, depending on what business they have, what line of work they're in, they'll take acting classes to help them with their public speaking and things like that, depending
Right.
on what business you have. And some people just take an acting class so they can deal with different people in different ways and things like that. So
She telling the story. She took me with her to work a couple of weeks ago because I told her I'm going to getting involved with.
you took him to your place of business, and your
Not the
business is still open.
Not the preventive medicine clinic. He came around with me to the homebound
observe.
patients. Yes.
Oh, so you went and saw the senior homes and things
No,
like
with
that?
old
We go
people's
to
houses. It was
patients'
about 20
houses.
houses.
Oh, the houses, the
Yeah.
actual houses. Okay.
Yes. So it's an experience.
Did they
And
all
I
have their
have-
silverware when he left? Was it all the silverware?
but
No,
intact?
but he did go into someone's house. He was like, "Your plaster shot."
Oh,
He's like, I'm like,
jeez.
so I'll leave you a card.
And I did. And I did. She goes, I could use this one day.
Of course he did.
No, because I noticed it. It was an old lady. I was just trying to strike conversation. And you know what? A lot of old people don't know that there's plasters around. See, there's plasters and there's tapers, like with the sheetrock.
Yeah.
Old time plaster buildings. The old people don't know. There's not that many of us around.
Right.
I'm like in the youngest and then the older, but no one knows how to fix those old plaster houses. So when I saw this in the lady's house, I go, your plaster's all bad over there. She was like, no, I couldn't find nobody. I go, I do plaster. And I shouldn't have did that.
See, I got you a job.
Yeah, but I shouldn't have did that. That was
I'm
stepping
just
out of line.
busting
But
your balls.
I'm good with the old people. I really,
Yes.
I like to talk to with them. But
Yeah, they break your heart. But he I think he got like car sick. He was in the back of the car. I have a medical assistant, and he's a big Russian guy, and he like drives a little and he's like, "Oh, slow down, put the air on."
Well, he doesn't. First of all, no, he does not like to sit in the back of a car.
Me neither, honestly.
Yeah, he's a front seat guy. He does not.
It was
the last time I put him in the back seat of a car, he was pissed off at the guy sitting in the front seat. He didn't talk to him for 20 minutes. He got out of the car. He banged his head. He had a cut on his head. He was done for about a half hour. When we got to the bar, he had a beer, and then he was fine. But he was pissed about getting put in the back seat.
He was not happy.
Don't put Johnny P in the back seat. Don't put baby in the corner. Don't put Johnny P in the back seat of a car. He does not like that.
Chuck, make note.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny.
No back seat for Johnny
You want to tell
P.
him the funny story what he said to you, or to just leave that for me and you?
I don't know what happens, but I wasn't there.
You're going to love this
and
one.
Then
Don't get crazy.
he left, and my assistant was like, "Who is this guy?" And I'm like, "Why? He's a friend. Why?" He's like,
But that was funny when she said that. I almost wanted to tell this guy, what's wrong with you? But I don't want to. Listen, I got to be on my best behavior. I'm sorry.
Does he make you car sick when he drives? The Russian guy?
"No, but I'm like,
She's
on my iPad, on the phone.
She's like
I don't stop."
007 when she's there. She has the phone. She's on the computer. She's making calls.
He's multitasking.
Yeah, like I was
It's
very.
like, the iPad is like, I'll be like, "All right," and
Yeah.
then just bring it back.
Very, very impressed when I saw her. And this guy's like, no. Like this. I thought he was going to stop at the 7-Eleven, But he's all right. He was all right. Listen, I'm sure a couple more rides, me and him would be palling around, having a couple of shots of vodka.
Hey, what did you think about? Did you have your business before COVID, pre-COVID?
No.
Oh, so you weren't in the health business yet before?
Oh, no,
COVID.
I was. I mean, I've been a PA since 2000.
Okay.
I did a surgical residency. I was in surgery. Then I went into medicine. Then I did hormone replacement. And I actually, somebody was watching over me right before COVID hit, maybe like 2 weeks. I got this telemedicine job doing hormone replacement. So it didn't even affect me, COVID.
Right.
I was working
'Cause
every day.
I'm just curious, people in the health business like yourselves, if they notice a change with pre-COVID and after COVID, if people want to get healthier now since COVID, do you think people are more involved
I think there's
in their
still
health and
two
want to get
sides.
healthier since COVID? What do you think?
I
you
think
see a difference?
People, I think, are stuck. Like I think I'm stuck after COVID.
Yeah, I think it's going more in that direction, would you say?
I would probably say so. I know a lot of people use that $600 a week to come and do Botox for sure.
That's a pisser too, right?
I'll tell you, I was making hands over fist that year because they didn't know what the hell to do with that money.
Because as a country, we're one of the most out of shape countries in the world.
It's
I used to
pretty
live in
sad.
Sweden. I lived in Scandinavia for a little bit, and I was amazed how. You walk down the block and it was like nobody really out of shape. It was amazing. But the one thing I noticed, and we've talked about this before, is I had one guy, he was 6'6", 220 pounds, just a Viking of a guy, and he'd be 2 sips into the second beer and he turned into a Viking.
Yeah.
They have a low tolerance for alcohol, though. From Monday to Thursday, you don't hear a peep at anybody's houses. The bars are quiet. Everything is nice and quiet. And then Friday, about 4 o'clock, it becomes a Viking village.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wonder if that's a scientific thing. If anybody's ever looked at that, if Scandinavian people have a lower tolerance for alcohol. Because I notice with all my Scandinavian friends, they're very quiet and demure, and then they'd be on their second beer, and they're like, "Rah! Pillage, right? Pillage! Take over town. She's my woman." It was the craziest thing.
If they're
man.
vodka drinkers too, it's
Crazy.
even worse.
But the country's in great shape, and I noticed the food there.
I was just going to
the
ask you
food
that.
there, so much less processing.
Right.
You eat a piece of fish, it's right out of the ocean and scaled basically,
mint.
and
It's
washed,
like
and that's
that
it.
anywhere in
you know what I'm
Europe,
saying?
though.
It's just such a big difference.
But
My
that makes
friends
a
just
big
came back from
difference.
Italy. They talked again about how the food, the food
food
is
in
so
Italy is
different.
excellent.
So of course, I mean, we're a nation that lives on McDonald's and
The problem is with
and
the
Pizza
fast,
Hut.
the
Well,
fast.
No,
Castle.
everything is processed. All food is processed. If you look in, and then, you know what's funny is that somebody was just telling me this that you say that if you look at a difference between something that's from here, and I forgot if it was cereal. I think it was cereal. It was fruity prep.
cereal is terrible.
There's worse ingredients in our cereal here than if they send it to Canada. There's things in Canada that they're not allowed to put
Yes.
into the cereal. and they just throw it into ours.
And that's what we were just
Isn't that
talking
crazy?
about.
Yeah,
we were just
it's
talking about this
terrible.
with the cereals because I was
Yeah.
asking, like, what
Kiddie
about
cereal, children's cereal,
Yeah.
they're going to start making changes. They have to because the chemicals that are in there are killing our kids, man. They're making them chronically sick.
It's like everybody, there's more cancer now than ever.
Yeah.
People getting cancer
But
from
it's
the from the
because
food.
all of this. Dr. Oz said it once. I'll never forget it. One of those things that just sticks in your head. He said, and that's why we have so many allergies too. I forgot where it was or the details of the story, but they injected a tomato with fluid from a saltwater fish so it could last through the winter months. So something like that. But basically injecting fluid from a fish into a tomato. So if you're allergic to fish and you eat this tomato,
You're
you think
gonna
you
be
have
allergic.
a problem now
Yeah.
with tomatoes.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Have you ever Botoxed a tomato?
I've never.
What is a tomato?
What's
I've
this
never
Botoxed?
Botoxed tomato.
What's the strangest thing that you ever?
I make myself
What's the
laugh
strangest
sometimes.
thing you ever
The
Botox?
strangest thing? I mean,
Seriously.
I would probably say earlobes, but people are doing peepees now.
I was going to say it without getting
fillers,
crazy.
with fillers, right?
No,
Private
I would
parts,
never
I mean,
do
you don't put that. I mean, how's that work?
No.
Yes.
I mean, I wouldn't even want to know. I would never do it. I would never introduce that
No.
into my practice because
No.
it would be lumpy.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I just would not.
But here's the thing, because I
It's
know
just
someone
gross.
that does it.
Yeah.
So you have to
And you have to keep doing it.
look
It's-
with the fillers, right, to make
Yeah.
it look. You have to
can't.
massage that
Yes.
the filler. So
Yes.
what's happening there?
So the girl.
Yes.
So you have to do that.
I know.
And then
I've never
you would
done
give it to
I
your
don't
assistant.
know.
Here, go for it.
What about the Vajiji, the Vajaja?
We do
refreshing
something that's
thing?
called the O shot for the vajayjay.
It's the O shot?
rejuvenation. Yeah, but that's with your own blood. It's something called PRP, and then it rejuvenates your sexual tendencies. But it also helps.
Now, as a male, would I see
Yes.
I recognize a rejuvenated Vajaja?
Yeah, because the person would be orgasming supposedly.
Oh,
And
yeah?
not faking it. Oh yeah, you guys wouldn't know anyway. There's
But
a real
physically-
thing
I know,
or fake
tell me
one
about
anyway.
But physically, would I see a difference?
No,
Like
no,
if I
don't
sent my
think-
wife
no,
in for a
no,
Vajaja,
no.
would I see the old Vajaja and then like, oh, look at that Vajaja.
No.
Looks like a new Vajaja?
No, it's not the new. It would look like a new vajayjay. It would just the
Vajayjay, what did I say?
feeling.
Vajaja, Vajayjay,
I say vajayjay.
tomato, I don't know.
You
I
say
don't know all this
potato?
crap. The fucking penis enlarger. I remember they used to have the pump. The fucking thing never worked.
That was from Austin Powers.
But they sell those.
Oh,
like
guys buy 'em.
They
Guys
sell-
buy 'em.
Someone gave me that as a gift years ago. I don't care. I tried it. Not that I needed it.
I tried it.
She
I
bought it
did
for me. I go, okay, try it.
Well, isn't
And-
that a sign that she bought it for you?
No, it was a Valentine's Day present. It was like a joke, but it was stupid.
That's gotta hurt.
It did hurt.
Yeah, that's gotta
I was
hurt.
just like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
and I was in my 20s. I mean, back in the day, forget about it. You know, I wake up, you know.
Where'd she go to the Pink Pussycat in the city and get
Yeah,
it?
you got to get them in the
Yeah.
city. That's where we used to buy the porno tapes. We used to go down 42nd Street and get a VHS.
Yep, the Waverly Theater was right
VHS,
there. And the Pink
yes.
Pussycat was right
I
there.
lost my
And
virginity in one of those
the
booths.
peep
the
shows
peep
and all
shows
that
were there,
nonsense.
yep.
Oh,
I can't.
man.
Those were the days.
I lost my virginity in a peep show booth.
No way.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
Lou, this
Absolutely.
is-
In the Waverly Theater?
Huh?
In the city?
No, this one was on, believe it or not, it was on 42nd Street between 6th and 7th Avenue.
Was that
Right
in
now,
the 70s?
now there's like two giant office buildings on the block. Before then, there was just regular storefronts.
was
And this
amazing.
one, you would go upstairs, and it was a shoe shine place. But it wasn't a shoe shine. I mean, your shoes weren't getting shined. Your other things were getting shined. obviously. And they had shoe shine booths, and you would go into the booth. They had the peep shows over here and then booths over here, and we were like 15 years old, whatever, like that.
Remember how bad 42nd Street was at that time?
You used to get fake ID down
Fake
there, too.
ID.
I
and
got
then-
mine.
And then
You
all the
over there?
ninjas would be
The
there,
ninjas.
right? Remember the ninjas would be
Yes.
there?
Yes.
Right? And all
Because
prostitutes.
you had all the martial art movies on 42nd
Yes,
Street.
it was all the ninjas, it was
Yeah.
prostitutes, and there was peep shows.
The good
over there.
old days, baby. The
Remember?
good old days.
And we used to keep money in our shoe because they would rob us. And that was, and on the subway it would say, it's chain snatching season. We used to like leave letters for like the people who mugged us. Like it would be like, yeah, we have no radio in our car. Train snatching season.
Yes, you used to leave the note in your car.
no
No radio. No
remember?
radio.
Like, you leave
You
a
never
note.
did that?
No, I never did
Yeah,
that.
people would leave a note, no radio, so they
Yeah.
wouldn't break the window looking for a radio, man.
Like we would just leave notes for the freaking the burglars, like in the car.
Oh,
We know
God.
because we didn't want them to break our windows to take our radios.
Well, back in the day, we
Remember?
were talking about that recently. Me and the guys in the neighborhood. I go, you remember when I was never one to. I never robbed radios. I never robbed anybody's house. We used to shoplift a little, but that was a big thing. Everybody robbing radios.
The
Big.
Bose radios.
But the
If you don't-
Bose radios and the Benji box.
And everybody would put them in the trunk or under the seat.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so what's the point?
I knew
like,
guys-
what's the point?
They would rob everybody's radio, and everybody would be, buying hot radios off the streets. It was like a big thing. They don't even
Yeah.
touch radios no more.
Oh, they could care less about a radio
They don't
because they
give-
have their phones. They have everything else. They
they'd
don't
rather
need
just
it.
There's a bill in Congress right now. They're trying to get rid of AM radio in cars
Yeah, that's
Why?
bullshit.
Really?
because they don't want talk radio on the air anymore. It's censorship stuff. They say for other reasons, but it's basically censorship.
Everything
They want to
is
censor.
censored.
They
think
want to
now that
censor
Trump's
talk
in,
radio.
and I'm surprised.
But you're 5 years away from buying a car. There'll be no radio in it.
This ain't no political thing, but I mean, things are going to be changing. I mean, listen, keep things old school to a point. We can't change everything. I mean, it's bad enough that society is going the way it is these days. I feel bad for the kids.
I do too.
With all the decisions and the peer pressures and the changes of everything, and they got a lot on their plate. I mean, you have a mother of two young kids.
I just did my podcast. I just started. It's called Classic Basic because I'm old school. I should have been born like with the hats and the gloves.
yeah.
Like I love that stuff. So you need to bring things back. Technology is good it has its moments,
Yeah.
but it has a lot of downfalls.
It does.
And I didn't raise my kids like that. Like we have the original Wii in our house. They don't play video games. They have phones,
I love
obviously.
the Wii. I love the bowling. Me and my wife still play it
No, I like the
twice
Just
a
Dance.
week,
The
man.
Just Dance. Okay, with Elvis.
But what about
and
Atari?
Britney.
Go back
I
a
just
little.
got a Pac-Man machine.
Machine? You
I
got
got
that
one
in my
too.
house.
You got the big one.
Yeah,
I
the
got
big
one
one
too.
in my
It's
garage.
great.
I
It's
love
great.
it. I
It's
play
great.
that Asteroids.
Oh, it has all of them on
Yeah, it
there.
has
Oh, that's
them all
cool.
on there.
I used to
It's
love
great.
Asteroids.
You get it.
and,
You get it at Walmart for a couple $100. It's got
Yeah.
all the games. Yeah, they shoot
It was like
the
600
rockets.
bucks.
that's what you
yeah,
had?
it was great. The shoot.
Great.
What was it? Galactica or all that other
Great.
crap. Yeah, it was
Great.
great.
See, like you, Jennifer, like you make me laugh. I mean, because we're all the same age. How the hell could you text faster than picking up the phone? How do you text?
Oh
I mean,
yeah, he was
Oh, I
flipping
text
out.
fast.
He was like, "Why can't you just pick up the phone?"
I'm not even getting mad at anybody. When anybody, me from using my hands my whole life,
so fast,
and
they
then
do.
being a drummer.
But isn't your phone connected to your car? Like I could press a button, right?
Yes,
And I could
and
say,
talk into
Johnny,
it.
I'm on my way.
Yeah.
On the thing. You don't have that Bluetooth.
I do. I
thing?
sometimes talk into the phone, but sometimes I say the wrong thing.
Yeah, a
in the
lot of
phone,
times
and
that
then I
happens
send
to
it,
me
yeah.
too, and I hate it. And I send it, I gotta pull the fuck over, and I mean,
Right.
men,
I said, oh,
and I type the whole
shit.
freaking thing. I want to throw this thing through the roof.
I call
You
people
got to
the
plug
wrong-
your phone into the car and you just press a button, you talk, you make your calls, you do whatever. You listen to your podcasts.
The
on
phone.
your
This
Apple
is the
phone.
death of us. That phone.
No,
And
it is. It
yeah,
is.
It is. It's and the kids too. But I think the kids, like you were saying before, with this, and we don't want to be political, but I think that they realize that their lives were not going to be good as where the direction that this country was going. Just think about this. They were worse off than their parents. Our
Yeah.
kids are worse
Yeah.
off. That has never happened in the
Never.
United States. Never. They're worse off than us right now.
And you
the
know-
way things are going.
When you drive by, when we were younger, we went to high school, okay? When you went to high school, everyone was hanging out outside, talking, meeting
Yes.
girls, meeting guys, meeting in the bleachers, going in the woods. Now you drive by a school, you drive by anywhere where there's kids, in the mall. 99 out of 100 of them on their phone.
Always.
They're all like robots. It's a world of zombies
It is.
of these kids.
It's sick.
And that's all they are. They're like, and I'm like a half a jerk with this thing sometimes. It's like, it's embarrassing,
It's sad when you pass a ball
because
field.
it's,
There's nobody in the ball
it's
fields
so
anymore.
It's addictive.
You never
It's
see
like a
kids
drug,
playing ball
right?
anymore.
My,
It is.
my daughter just said that. She's more of a social person. She likes to hang out. Both of them are my kids. And she said, Mom, like she started college, like you go into college and you can't even have like a conversation. Everyone's on their phone.
Everybody's on their phone.
It's terrible.
It's terrible.
You remember we used to go to the beach, you meet girls, you meet guys, you'd walk over, hello, you
So
sit
much
down.
fun. That was the best.
Yes.
That was so much fun.
When I was in Long Branch for a couple of summers, I'd watch the kids. And,
They're all on
and,
their
and,
phones.
and they would go over to you. So I go interview and I said,
What's your snap? That's
yeah,
what they say.
what's your
snap?
handle? And then that's it. Boom. Oh, got you. And they walk away. And I go to the girls and go, that's it?
That's
what
it.
you do? No, they'll hit me up later. And I told the guys, I go, what? Get a fucking date. Get a number now. Talk to her now.
Yeah.
But then that's another problem too, because they have too much variety. That's why there's the marriages are failing. That's why I feel bad for these kids. I have 3 girls, and I'm like, thank God. I mean, now thank God, but my older and my middle one, they have really nice boyfriends now. But I was getting worried about my older one there for a while. I was like, she thinks old school, my older one. So the guys today, they have so much variety. They're always, slipping into other people's DMs. And
Yeah.
What is this slipping in? What is this? Who's slipping in where? Like, what is happening? Who's slipping in
what
where?
about like the dinner table? Like I have friends who I go over their houses for dinner and no shit at the table. Then I got some friends of mine that all the kids got their units on the table while they're eating.
Yeah, I don't let them take the phones to the table all week.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, we're gonna sit and talk to each other.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
Yeah,
And I actually was happy with COVID, because I'm not happy with COVID what happened, but it gave me a chance to reconnect with my kids.
Yeah.
It really did. It was a
100%.
beautiful. We should do that every 5 years. One and
Bring COVID back.
Bring something back. Stop all the airplanes. Stop everything, and just be with your family.
That's why.
was
One of the
beautiful.
main reasons that Blue Bloods was so successful.
Great show.
Was everybody wanted to see the Sunday dinner scene
Yes,
at the end
you're
of the
right.
show.
Yeah.
People literally would tune in for the second half of that show. Their numbers on the second half of that show went way up because people wanted to see that family dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
My mother got me into Blue Bloods. Okay, and I love Sunday dinner.
Yeah, me too.
I do. There's times I have Sunday dinner by myself. Oh, I know.
You're not married?
I'm a widower, unfortunately. That's okay. That's okay.
Children?
No children. It's a long story, but yeah, my dear Michelle, she passed of breast cancer at 46. So she's been gone 6 years now.
But we were just talking about he's very close to her family, which is a
That's
beautiful
nice.
thing.
All
So
Italian-
he
all
still
Italian.
he still has the family Sunday dinner with them and stuff
I go
like
with them
that.
and have dinner with them.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. I don't go as much as I used to, but I go like twice a month, and I have them over my house. And then all the older women, they're great. So I just keep the tradition on, and I'm representing. So I love them all. They're all good people. They keep me grounded, and it's good.
To a certain point.
It's yeah. I'm there's only so much you could do with me.
Only so
need
much.
Oh.
I need a wooden paddle.
And no girl now? No significant others?
No one's special. I'm saving my charm for someone special, but they gotta rock my socks. You know what I mean? Then they gotta be special.
You should have call-ins on the podcast.
Yeah.
Get you a date.
I'm into that.
Can I date?
I go out.
Let's get him
That's a good
date
idea.
next
I like
time.
that
I go
idea.
out on dates, but I'm very, very particular.
No, we'll pick them. We'll
pick
screen
'em.
them. We'll screen them for
That's
you.
a great idea.
We can do that
We'll
down
all
the-
pick one person.
Yeah.
And then we'll send you on a date, and you could rate the date.
Oh my God.
That would be great.
I'm not. Listen,
I
I
would
never.
love to do
I never
that.
even went on a dating site because I'm not into it. I'm old school. But I'm not going out to a bar just to go pick up a woman. Those days are over.
Those days are over.
Listen, I was in the music. I was in the rock scene, the Guido scene. I was in a rock band for years. I had my share of ladies. I'm at my age right now. I'd rather not be bothered with a waste of a date. I have good friends and go out, and But yeah, listen, I like make it happen natural. Naturally, if it happens.
But where are you going to meet this person?
It's just in life.
In the vegetable aisle at the Stop and Shop.
Exactly.
In
That's
life.
where everybody meets everybody,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, listen. That's,
Or Trader Joe's, too.
yeah, listen. Supermarkets.
Trader Joe's is a good spot.
Yeah, it's a
Like Fonzie. Fonzie used to meet him in the supermarket. I asked Michelle out in front of War Bombs.
Oh.
Yeah, and I knew her from the neighborhood, so it's it's all
Where you
good.
were outside the supermarket, like lurking?
No, I was.
You were lurking.
No,
You
I
didn't
was.
have a kumquat in your hand in aisle 5 or something at least to make it look legit?
No, I was. I was going. I knew the family from the neighborhood. The father owned the pizzeria.
No, but explain to me how you were outside Walmart.
I was going shopping, and I knew the mother and the sisters. I knew them all from the neighborhood.
you-
Were you
On
trying
your
to get your
way in?
quarterback when you were trying to put the chain back in? To get,
Believe it or not, I asked her out 10 years before I asked her out, and I was too wild.
Oh, so you knew her.
I know her from
and
the
you're going to
neighborhood.
Walmart.
You
She's
stalked
walking
her at
out.
Walmart?
She's walking with her mother and the other sister. And we just started talking, and I'm like, "You dating anybody?" She said, "No." She goes, "You dating anybody?" No. I go, "I don't care." I go, "Give me a number." And that was it. I called her. We went out on a date, and her mother actually drove her to the date. We went
She
to
chaperoned,
We
yeah.
went to Chevy. I go, "Why do you have your mother pick you up?" Because if the date doesn't work out,
I could leave.
She can leave.
She can
Smart
leave,
girl.
Smart woman.
Smart girl.
A lot of great memories.
Smart.
You know,
So you stalked her in Wall Bombs.
Stalk. Honestly, I didn't think I was going to go out on more than 1 or 2 dates with her. But then she challenged me. Then like no other woman challenged me. So I always got away with let me get away with murder. When I was in the music business, I was the drummer. So
Right.
and we had a great band. And I don't know, you know what I'm saying? It was the rock and sex, drugs, and rock and roll thing back then. And she challenged me on everything, and I loved it. Just called me out on everything. And I just loved it. Fell in love with it.
Who doesn't want a challenge?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
If things are easy, you don't want it. It's like, right? It's like, well, this is boring, right?
That's my problem. I don't know if do you have a significant other?
I have, I don't know what he is right now. It's really confusing. You know what it is? I know him my whole life. Like, we dated when we were kids.
Oh, those are
and
complicated, yeah.
And then
when
you
know the
always
guy a
think
long
it's
time.
going to rekindle and it's going to be the same thing like
That's
it was in the
Yeah.
park when you were a kid. And it's like our relationship feels like it never evolved. Like we
Yeah.
still fight like we're in high school. And I love him as a friend, but is he for me to be together forever? And it's funny, he's a drummer too. He's yeah, he was in a band and it's.
Is he any good?
He's really good.
Yeah.
He's really good. You might know him from the music business, but it's just I don't know. I don't want to tell him I don't want to be with him, but I don't know. It's complicated. But go ahead.
But now tell me if you can relate to this, because this is my problem. I'm attracted to the alpha male. Right?
I love the alpha male.
Right. But the alpha male, obviously the good looking, established, confident alpha male, usually cheats because they can. Then you have the estrogen driven male, who will never cheat on you, but they make me nauseous.
Ugh.
Right. So I need that middle road, and I haven't found it yet.
If you had to say what kind of male I am, what do you think? What am I?
You don't know what kind of male you are?
You're not
Are
an
you
estrogen.
serious?
Yeah. I mean,
No, I know what I am.
Right. So why are you asking?
Yeah.
I want to see what they have to say.
You're
What
a
is it?
triple alpha male.
I mean,
Well,
you were
no,
looking to off my driver, so I'd say
Yeah, I
you
would
fall
say
into
you're an
the
alpha.
alpha.
You're an alpha too.
Now, what's an alpha really? Actually, coming from a woman, like I mean,
You're not a latte toting, skipping.
Yeah.
You're a man's
Yeah,
man.
you're not eating
Gotcha.
You're
freaking
no
tofu.
bullshit guy. You tell it like it is.
yeah, well, that's what I am. I believe I'm a man's man, definitely.
It's just different. Like
Yeah, it's
you'll
different.
be a gentleman by opening, not you in general, I'm saying, but
Yeah, of
you
course.
too, like an alpha man, opening the car door, doing all the right things, telling a woman she looks attractive, but you're not going to be like, oh my God, you're so beautiful, I'm so in love with you, oh my God. Nauseating.
Yeah, nauseating.
Yes.
You don't want a guy that's going to be up your ass and like too
Right.
over, not breathing and
Yeah.
trust issues and shit like that.
Well, that's they all cheat.
They do.
The ones I like.
Well, I always say, I can't go out with somebody prettier than me. If they're looking at the mirror more than I am, then there's a problem.
I date a lot of metrosexuals.
I can't date people that are prettier than me. I won't do. So I think everybody I've ever been with has always loved me more than I love them.
Well, that should be,
Which
they
should
say.
be better. And my grandma always said that
Yes.
I don't want to say love the person more, but is more they're more I don't want to say cowtail to me either, but they let me be me.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, that's
Yeah.
important.
That's important.
important.
Trust is everything.
Yeah.
If
you can't let somebody be yourself, then what's the point of being there? You can't change yourself, and then that's where most relationships, fail. And the men these days, and that's why I feel bad for my girls, or felt bad. These men, there's no real masculine men. These men have been
another
beaten
issue.
down.
No, yeah.
They have, masculinity's bad. Da, da, da. And now I'm so glad that we have people like Jordan Peterson, Elon, all these people that are bringing men back up, because we need strong men.
Yeah.
You need strong men to develop a society. You can't have a society with weak men.
No.
You can't. We need masculinity needs to come back. And listen, I'm a woman. I don't want a man tell me what to do. I say I want to.
No.
Look at the statistics that on the how they
draft.
changed. No, the statistics of you
You sound like me.
statistics of liberal women and how much more they date conservative men because they're just sick of the liberal men being liberal and soft and again non-alpha male, the opposite of an alpha male. I don't want to use
It's
some
not
other terms,
healthy.
but yeah.
No.
So,
It's
but the
bad
liberal women now are just
relationships.
they're just so fed up with. They don't find people in their same socioeconomic or political sphere that it's like, well, I'm going to have to date a conservative if I want to meet somebody to have children and it's going to take care of me and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm going to meet a guy that plays on a computer and lives in his mother's basement for the next 30 years.
Right.
You know? Yeah,
And
so it's
you know what the problem is,
and that's just the way it is.
That's the
truth.
women's fault. That's the new feminists'
Yep.
fault that did all this.
You just took the
and
words
the old
out of
school
my mouth.
Italian
New
families used to let their
feminists.
kids stay home forever sometimes, like, right?
But that's bad too. It's
of
terrible.
course it's bad.
No,
No,
it's
but this
terrible.
whole, I'm sorry, chivalry, for the most part, is dead.
Is dead.
Which is ridiculous. And a lot of it, that's what you said, has to do with this feminine, oh, I'm strong.
And
I
I'm
can do what a man
tired.
can
I
do.
still want my door held open
Thank
for
you.
me.
Definitely.
That's a sign of respect.
You gotta be,
Yes.
yeah, you gotta be a gentleman.
And I'm a powerful woman, but and that's
Yeah.
not like I feel like that somebody's like putting me down by doing that. I know it's nice when somebody takes your hand and walks you up the stairs, especially because I can't walk in heels as it is.
A lot of guys
are
are intimidated by girls with power. I think it's great. I mean, honestly, because technically women, women rule. They do. I mean, equal.
You should
We need each
respect
other.
each other.
We
opportunity.
need each other.
100%.
Men need women and women need
It's a
men.
balance.
That's it. It's a balance.
And listen, it's
One of the things that drives me crazy is we have a segment on the show sometimes where I'll break some balls in the sports world, something that's pissing me off. I don't want to break balls on it.
Yeah.
And one of the things we talked about a couple of weeks ago is it's so hypocritical and disgusting for women to be so crazy about abortion rights and their body rights, but
I know what you're gonna
they
say.
won't stand up for a girl that in a volleyball game 2 weeks ago is now crippled from the waist down because a man spiked the ball
Yep.
at 70 miles an hour in her face.
Yeah.
So stop with the hypocritical stuff. If you're for women's rights, you should be for women's rights.
Absolutely.
360 degrees for every
100%.
woman.
Yeah.
Not for
I
just
to-
some,
I
not for
totally
just
agree
trans
with that.
women, for every woman.
Every woman, yeah.
First
And
of
I'm so
all,
sick and tired of it.
it's
and that's
not
we
fair.
talked about this a couple of weeks ago. So, but
It's not fair. And if you offer women's rights, you absolutely should be.
for all women's rights.
Why are you putting a man on the cover of Women of the Year? Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
And these women should be outraged because you spent 100 years to try to get what you have, and now you're letting a man take it
Yeah.
away from you again.
Yep.
And they're doing it in the back door
Yep.
because they're just dressed up as women. And listen, I have no problem.
Listen, whoever does what they do what
I
they
have no
do.
issue, and
But
I-
everybody should have their own category in what they do.
Absolutely,
And that's
because
it.
it's
And
physically not the same.
capital. Listen, back in the day, women able to do what all you ladies do now, and it's
No.
great. I mean, it's an attractive thing to see a woman be able to take control. It is, but going back to the respect and the trust thing, I don't like a woman that has trust issues because, like, I give the leeway until I can't trust you. You know what I mean? Like, good, do what you got to do. I mean, and people don't understand that. Like, how come you didn't call me today? I didn't hear from you in 2 hours. I go, don't you hear? I go, no, you're busy, you're out. I go, when you call me, you call
People
me.
are connected too much these days.
Yeah.
If you gotta call me 27 and text me 27 times
Or if you're
a day,
around,
I don't have time.
Yeah,
to talk
if you're
to people
around,
like that.
just say I'm around a lot of girls in the business, and then that's when I first started dating Michelle. I had I was dealing with women doing stuff, and I used to have them in my house, and I wasn't getting calls from them. And I was like, I go. I wasn't being jealous. I go, I'm very happy that you didn't like call me 100 times. I go, why? I go, because if you're going to cheat on me, you're going to cheat on me. And that's another reason what made me really say, wow, she's a gem. I mean, she ain't busting my chops, which she has a beef to. She could, and I would say, like, I would think if a girl's with a guy for 4 hours, I've just started dating, all the time. But if you trust them, you trust them.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you one thing. If people are gonna cheat, they're gonna cheat.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter the time of day.
Nope.
They could be home for
It
dinner
could-
every
right.
night and doing whatever they're doing.
No, 1,000%. And that's
And they're gonna
exactly
do it.
what I'm trying
That's
to
it.
say.
And
It's
if
what
you
you
have to
said. They
work-
have to have trust and respect in a relationship, regardless of position, regardless of power. Trust and respect. I am going to share this one story with you because it was a little funny. You'll appreciate it more because you're a woman. Again, all about chivalry. So I dated this guy, and I had to go to some other birthday party. He picked me up in the city. I was handed a bag of leftovers. It's cold, winter, I'm in heels. Walking to the car, doesn't hold the bag for me. All right, fine, whatever, no big deal. Get to the car. I said, it would be nice if you opened the door for me. Wait, want to hear the answer? Why? The car doors open automatically now. I go, okay. Then we go to his apartment. I have the key, mind you. Parks around the block in the winter because he couldn't find a spot.
And let you walk?
And we're walking,
Jesus.
still holding the bag. And he's looking at me at my feet because I'm walking slow. I go, well, you know what? If I'm too slow for you, you should have dropped me off in front of the house.
Yeah,
And then,
definitely.
And in the same respect, I'm old-fashioned school too, old school. I like to cook for my man. Like, I like to be the traditional woman. But it's like, that is just dead.
Please tell me that was your first and last date
with him.
with that young gentleman.
Yes, it ended
of
right
course,
after that.
yeah.
Very
yeah.
good. Thank
Very
God.
good.
Yes.
No, you always drop the lady off if you got to go park the car. Always. No matter where it is, a movie theater,
And
the
then
mall.
he tells me, I'm going to Target. Do you need something? This was before the end one. I can't even say this without laughing. God forgive me. So he's like, we were talking about whitening our teeth. He's like, I got you something. I said, okay. He comes in. He hands me the charcoal toothpaste.
Yeah.
But it's like open out of the plastic. He goes,
He used it already?
It came in a 2-pack. I got you one. How much was this? You couldn't get me my own 2-pack?
He just gave you, he broke it in half and gave you like
Yes.
with the
He goes,
with the
it's open.
cellophane
It's
still
open
wrapped
because
in.
it was 2-pack.
Listen, that's
said,
good if
"What
you're
did I
married
do?"
for a couple of years or you're dating for 2-3
Yeah, I would
years.
have appreciated that, like if I got that yesterday when I needed my toothpaste because it was not in the house. But I was like, oh, thank God I got toothpaste. But
I hear these
really-
stories, and I'm so glad I got my honey
You're very
for 23 years.
Aw.
Yes.
No, she's a
I'm
pisser.
blessed. I'm blessed. Thank God, because I wouldn't even know what to do,
It's
let alone
scary
ask
out
somebody
there.
out on a date these
I
days.
used to walk out of the house and get a date back in the day. Not no more.
But I feel like nobody really hangs out anymore.
No.
Like like you said, we walked.
Said I wouldn't know where to go,
We
what
know
to
a lot-
do.
I
Yeah,
know-
they hang out on podcasts.
I'm
That's
sure.
it. That's like,
I'm
that's
sure
it.
we know people that still go to these clubs and these old Pastelos on Staten Island.
Oh my
all
God.
these
wouldn't
crazy-
even
Do you
know where
ever
to
see the
begin.
people that go there?
I went there
Yes,
once and I never
exactly.
went there again.
I would never go there.
And then all these
Never.
other places.
Literally, there was someone with a cane.
You know, and I know a lot of people that
saying.
own places, but I like the restaurants that have the drinks there.
Me
Then
too.
maybe go to someone's house afterwards and party,
Yeah.
or go to wherever.
But where do you meet people?
You gotta go to restaurants. Now I feel like it's restaurants.
It's
now.
yeah, and it's word of mouth, and it's
Yeah.
like we're all
People you
we're
know,
pretty much
yeah.
around a lot of people. So sometimes out of nowhere, someone pops up. You
That's
know,
true.
You get lucky. It's when you least expect it. Usually, when things pop into your life.
But you have time in your life right now to have a relationship with somebody. I feel like even if I like just say that him and I broke up, I don't have time to cultivate a relationship. My life is too busy, like to even,
You're right.
you know, because in the beginning it's like so passionate and this and everything, you know. You can't sustain that for that long because, first of all, I know I'm tired at the end of the day. I don't want to be bothered. I just want to go home and go to bed and watch Netflix. And I'm sitting there watching, and I'm out like this in like 10 seconds. It's like,
No, I hear you.
So it's like,
No, it's true.
At our age, I believe that for me, it's all about being friends first. It ain't even
Yeah.
about having sex.
No,
Or-
100%.
No, seriously. I'm not just
Companionship
trying
is
to sound
most
like a
of-
good
yes.
guy.
No, I agree with you.
I don't have that energy. Not the energy. It's like back in the day, that's what you did, but not now.
No, now it's
It's
different.
like, yeah, but you want to, if you can't be a friend with somebody and have a great
You got to
time with them.
connect in the head
You gotta-
first.
But
Yeah.
that's what's going to be around in the end because
Right.
everything else kind of drifts off. My only problem is like in your 40s, 50s, like you're kind of at that sexual and if you meet someone like 60s or 70s, you're going to miss out on that part.
Yeah. No, yeah.
You know?
It's true. It's so true. Oh my God.
See, a lot of girls like for a man, like I don't know, if they don't have a life, then they're not fun, because then they got too much time on their hands. But when you got a career and you're a career woman, they appreciate you a little more and going out on a date or going to the movies, or coming over for dinner or hanging out with your friends and a group of people. I think it's more fun like that, right?
I think so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
Old school shit.
I like old school shit.
Even
I love old school.
even playing cards, like no one does that no more really that much. Remember, we used to have couples come over, we go out
I
to
used to like
dinner,
card games.
we come back, we play cards, we do whatever.
Did you ever play Pig?
No,
Get out. You never played Pig?
I just
No.
heard about that game for the first time a couple of days ago, and I had never heard it before.
we
Go
got
ahead,
5
explain
minutes
what pig
left,
is.
so-
Explain what pig is.
Yeah, let's hear it.
You get like 4 of the similar, however many are playing, like cards, so like 4 fours, 4 aces,
It's
whatever.
a fun game.
And you put spoons on the table, and you have to say pass really fast, and whoever gets the 4 matches grabs a spoon, there's one less spoon. But I mean, my Italian family, it's like they'll kill you.
Yeah.
And you got to get like PIG. If you get 3 times, you're out. But then my family would make the other people try to speak to them, the ones that were out, like go ring doorbells, like crazy stuff. And if they did, they got a letter if they spoke to the person that was out. So yeah, it's
a good
nuts.
game?
It's a good game, yeah.
Then there's another game, I forgot the name, where you're passing the money. You have like 3 cards and you're
Yes,
passing
that's
the
a
money.
great game.
And if you get stuck with
Oh,
something, then
left,
you
right,
take the
center?
person's
Left, right,
money.
center.
Yes.
That's excellent.
Yes.
Great
I
game.
played that once last summer and it was a ball.
So much fun.
Well,
We had
listen,
so much
everybody.
fun.
Unfortunately, that's our time. We had a great time. We could keep. This is we definitely.
Great time with some
show.
lovely
Good
people.
show.
This was different than all the other podcasts. I had a great time. It was part therapy, part business, part promotion. Got to know each other a little more, and and Lou, you want to close the ladies out?
Yeah, just tell us where we could find your lovely businesses and the things that you do, how people want to reach out to you to do it. Go ahead.
Website, social media.
Yeah, bicoastalvitality.com is the website.
Because you do life coaching, you said also, too,
Yes.
which is people might be
Yes.
interested in looking for.
And if they know any elderly patients that need help, it's Lindenwood Medical. That's the other company with the doctor I work with.
Great. Jen?
You could find me at dolceaestheticsnewyork.com, Dolce Aesthetics on my Instagram, TikTok.
Injections are us. How about that?
And my Cats and Pudding podcast is also on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram.
And Cats and Pudding, that's what our dear friend Catherine Narducci.
Miss Catherine Narducci is my co-host. Yes.
Oh, give her a hug for me,
Narducci,
please.
we miss you, Narducci.
Narducci.
She's doing a movie right now, right?
Not right now. She's she finished one.
Okay.
She finished one. Yeah.
You're actually Catherine was supposed to come, but when she was busy with the movies, I told you I put you in the perfect.
He threw me a bone.
I put you in with her.
Yes.
I knew you'd be a perfect match. Are you all hungry or what?
Starving.
Good.
to
I'm gonna
death.
take you all out to dinner right now. So
All right.
Nice.
That's nice.
everybody, take care to the next episode. I'm Johnny P, and go bust somebody's balls. All right. Good night.